We are live, people. You can catch us live on all Disruption Network social media platforms. It is EC Radio time. Before we get into anything, much love to my sponsors. When you're ready to move and relocate, hit up Eddie Alsheimer, my good friend Eddie Alsheimer and his crew over at EJA Moving Services, the professional movers. When you're ready to move an elephant, when you're ready to move a studio, when you're ready to move gym equipment, your house, your in-laws, whatever. When you're ready to move anything, call my boy Eddie today at 315-335-0516 or hit him up online at ejamoving.com. If you want a good meal this weekend, go check out Joey's at 307. That's 307 Mohawk Street. They got incredible seafood dinners. They got an amazing dinner menu. They cater. They do a bunch of stuff. Call for reservations. It's the only way you're going to get a table. Call them for reservations at 315-864-3527, 315eats.com. Shout out to Utica Coffee. Today we're waking the hell up with Wake the Hell Up, and I'm telling you, I'm jacked. You know what? I got to tell you, Utica Coffee single-handedly made me become a coffee snob. Thank you to Frank and Heather for everything that they do for us here around Disruption Network. You can find them online at wakethehellup.com. Also, a shout out to my attorney, Dave Longaretta, who's been keeping me out of trouble for a long, long time. Give him a call today if you need legal advice, 315-735-6162. And also, big ups to my friends over at the Saranac Brewery. Thank you to Saranac, and shout out to Damon Call. That's my boy. That is, everybody needs a Damon Call in their life. Billy the Liquor Guy, what's up, buddy? It's good to see you, man.
Hey, how you doing?
Making your return to the radio, the EC radio, that is.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I got to tell you, that book that you came out with, it's called Under Too Long.
Yes, sir.
And it's been out for over a year now.
Yes, it has.
And you're doing quite well with it, right?
Yeah, I've been all over the country, actually, up and down the East Coast.
Yeah.
It's doing really well, and I appreciate it. But the most important thing I get out of it is the PTSD that I like to talk to people about it, because it almost killed me, bro.
Yeah.
And because of that, actually, I finally got an agreement with my publisher. He wants to do a second book addressing the prequel, sequel, which I had to be careful because some of the shit might land me in jail.
Nah, come on. There's like a statute of limitation, right?
Yeah, but I double-checked with my attorney, Peter Carl. He hasn't got back to me yet, so I got to make sure. But anyways, he agreed to do more with the PTSD.
Oh, good, man. Yeah. And you know what? We're going to dive into that in just a little bit because it's super important for me to discuss mental health and, to put that content out there, and we can try to help people along the way throughout their struggles.
Yeah.
But before we get into all that, let's talk about the beginning, your beginning, like your upcoming and like your background and what made you write this book and like your basis. What's your background?
Background is East Utica guy, which I love.
Ayo.
Even more so, like, since I came back, which I say came back, it's, you probably hear a lot, but there's nothing like East Utica.
Right,
Utica.
I agree.
People look at me like, well, we all have it, but no. Mm-hmm. Dude, I haven't seen people in 40 years, whether a job or from high school people, they come up to me and they say, Billy, yeah, obviously I'm heavier and with the white hair, but, none of the women have the white hair. I'm trying to figure that one out, but especially where I hang now is at Marlog's. I go there, Nick, Johnny Maroff is awesome. I mean, I go in there, I sell a few books every time.
Do you really?
People from East Utica, and it's just, I've been all over the world, and I'm going, oh, wow, this is so nice, so relaxing, it's calming. I've had people I haven't seen since high school, like Barb Pulio, who's Critelli's married to David Critelli. Nice people. You meet them, it's like you knew them from way back when.
You're dropping names left and right today, huh?
Oh, I am, because these people
You're a name dropper. Billy the name dropper.
Oh, I am today, because these people actually help me a lot, and it's nice to be home and safe. And a fast East Utica story. For years and years, I've been asked about the 1.3 million. Okay, every place I go, everyone wants to talk about the 1.3 million, and I have no knowledge of that. I did not take the 1.3 million. First time I told the story to 4 or 5 guys.
So you're gonna have to tell the story now.
I know.
Because all of a sudden you're just dropping numbers and figures like 1.3 million. Where? How did this happen?
Well, it got misplaced.
Oh, okay.
And I said, I had people inquire deeply. I said, I'm not, I have no knowledge of the 1.3 million, but a lot of guys on my team were investigated, and which pissed me off. But of course, who did I come after? The Italian.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, anyways, but I had a fun time with it. I broke their balls because they were like really fucking nerd heads.
Yeah.
If I probably told the story before, when they interviewed me, Internal Affairs, they had brought me down to Albany. I got my swim trunk because I came back from Florida. I got flip-flops and a T-shirt. And I'm going, fuck them. So they walk in, they got 3 TVs up there from New York City. They got 3 TVs from Albany. They got these other 2 guys standing by me. And I said, listen, guys, I said, it's 1 o'clock. And I know I told this story, but I said, listen, it's 1 o'clock. You got me to 5 because I got to go back down to Florida, buy 2 condos cash. So let's get this done.
Just rubbing it in.
They start writing down shit. I'm going. Anyways, but anyway.
What's the story on the 1.3 million? It's just like, was there an investigation going on?
Oh yeah, they never found it.
Okay,
they never found it. I'm shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shocked. I wish I had taken part in that, but not well. Yeah, do the statute of limitations end after 7 years for millions? I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it does.
My attorney told me they do.
They do.
So anyways, I'm planning a big trip.
Can I come?
Oh yeah, I'm bringing the whole gang.
You're bringing the whole gang. Let's back up though a little bit because you were an agent. You're an federal tobacco.
Oh yeah, it was. Well, they made us federal, but no, I was a New York State criminal investigator for petroleum, alcohol, tobacco, which is the state version.
Okay.
Of like ATF, but we really do
ATF.
work. ATF is what we call after the fact. Mm-hmm. Don't get mad, guys. There's a few good ones, but seriously, unless it was alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Unless it was firearms, they didn't want to know you. Mm-hmm. No one wanted to do anything about the alcohol or the tobacco, especially. But when the towers went down, the feds, their investigation found out the money was all funded by untaxed cigarettes, which was going to Al Qaeda and Hezbollah and all them. So we suddenly became the forefront investigators because my agency, had knowledge of cigarette smuggling, which we were all down in New York City all the time because they come down to Virginia, buy them for, they were selling them for $100 a carton in the bodegas. You could come down to Virginia, buy them for $30, $40. So you're tripling your money, and there wasn't really a big fine. It's like you get an appearance ticket. You might have $200,000 untaxed cigarettes, and they might confiscate them, but that's worth the price of doing business.
Right, it's a nonviolent.
Yeah, nonviolent. No one half the time, but they never got caught. Mm-hmm. And then that's what came about after the towers went down. My boss contacted me, like I said, cool guy. He just said, he looked at my file and said, hey, you want to be an undercover agent? I said, well, yeah. Like he said, my file said owned a bar, grew up in East Utica, which everyone knew as Sin City. Mm-hmm. My grandfather was in the mafia. So it all fell into place. They sent me to undercover school.
So you weren't a cop? You had no kind of...
No, I was
not at all?
No, not a street cop. I always been an investigator, though, even when I worked at the county.
Like a private eye type of thing?
Yeah. I mean, I had jurisdiction. I was a civil investigator at the county, but I was a criminal investigator with the state with law enforcement powers. I mean, I wasn't a street cop, but I was an investigator. Gun, badge, handcuffs, whole 9 yards.
Oh, okay.
But no, I did the real deal, but, I found my niche, but then when they sent me undercover, I really found my niche.
Yeah, that's when you became Billy the Liquor Guy.
Billy the Liquor Guy started at a bar, and when I was selling liquor, and from that I progressed from buying or selling untaxed liquor, buying or selling untaxed cigarettes to getting, and after X amount of years, I got infiltrated a biker gang, I infiltrated a Jamaican gang, a white supremacist group. I started doing some major things. I bought guns, drugs, and bombs. And I got hired as a hitman. So
crazy.
It's crazy, but it's just I just want to make so I don't forget one thing, but East Utica per se.
Yeah.
I'm at coffee having coffee with a buddy of mine, Cyro, a couple of his friends. In fact, a guy named Joe. There's other guys there, but I'll leave their names out of it. And they're asking me, somebody of a high-ranking official, whatever happened to the 1.3 million? I told them, I have no knowledge of this. Well, the other guy sitting in the corner, I hope I remember your name, buddy, Joe, put his coffee cup down and says, so how much did you take? I've been interviewed for years. No one's ever asked me that question.
Never.
And I just said enough. No, that's a lie.
When things come across your table like that, though, I'm sure you got it in the back of your mind. Hey, nobody's going to know if I pinch a little here, pinch a little there.
Oh, some guys did, but they were stupid. Actually, most of the team members, myself and Jeff Hu was supposed to appear today, but he had some medical issues.
Jeff Hu?
Jeff Hu, that's his name. Jeff Hu, his name in the book is Jeff Hu. But he got back in this part-time police work. Good man, always had your back. And we're the only ones that we retired without any additional problems. Because you know what? I kept telling the guys, if you're going to take more than 1.3. Take the 7 or 8 million so you can disappear. But 1.3 is a lot, but not really when you think if you got a family and you got to pay your mortgage and stuff.
Yeah.
That goes by awful quick, dude.
So 7 million is your exit strategy.
8 is actually.
8, okay.
I said I like the number 8. In fact, I told them that when they interviewed me.
Yeah.
The internal affairs.
1.3 is not enough for you.
No, I said ain't enough for me.
I mean, 1.3 is a specific number, though.
Well, yeah.
How does this get on everybody's radar? Is 1.3? It's got to be a legendary story if people are still asking you about it.
Well, yeah, because I guess here's what I knew. Because after the first trip, they wouldn't let me count the money or take the money anymore to New York. Because I had some ideas about how to disappear with $368,000, which the guy I was traveling with wasn't too cool about it. I said, dude, here's plan A. I take one in the shoulder. I have my buddy, who I used to own the bar with. Well, if it says he's going to come up and get hit that with a 2x4, we'll take the 368.
Yeah.
And he was. I mean, whether I was joking or not, but I don't know what I would said if he said yes.
Yeah.
But again, that wasn't even nothing. But the first time you're holding $368,000 in a black garbage bag in between you and a U-Haul, I'm going, dude. I said, no. Well, then he goes, well, why do? I said, I get 200, you get the 168. He goes, why get the 200? I go, well, then you take the bullet in the shoulder. I said, so. Anyways, long story short.
You should have just shot him and kept it all.
Well, actually, I was talking to one of your guests. Can I say his name?
No.
No, okay. I was talking to one of your guests who I got recently the interview. He's been on your show. And he looked at me. You should have shot him.
You said you say it too.
You said
you should have just killed him.
That's your Utica shit. And I'm going, whoa. And I said so. But anyways, now we're driving up more, and he said, Billy, don't do this shit. I can't do it. You know me. I said, so we get to Atlantic City. I go, listen, you gamble, I don't. Let's find something. Let's just throw we'll throw the $368,000 on one bet. And, one of those, something like very high odds that you're going to win.
Right.
He goes, what if we lose? I go, then we're back to plan A, only without any fucking money. So I never got a chance to count the money after that.
I got you.
Which was a godsend.
You should have took more because you were willing to take one in the shoulder than just getting hit in the head with a 2x4, right?
Well, if I had the opportunity to do the 1.3, if it was just, and I would have took 2 in the shoulder. 1 in the leg, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever been shot before?
I've been shot at.
You've been shot at but not hit?
No. I think I've never been hit. How they can miss this? Actually, I had
It's a big target.
It's a big-ass target. In fact, I was swimming today at the Rome Y, and some older guy comes up and he goes, man, you had to be strong in your day. I go, yeah, but long time ago. And just, it was just funny because old Italian guy, was breaking my balls. He was short, but you could tell he was that. He had some strength in him, too, but, it's just crazy shit. But no, I actually had a gun pointed to my head, and it misfired.
Oh, wow.
So ever since...
Russian roulette shit right there.
Yeah. It was...
Divine intervention.
It happened so quick, I'll be honest, that I didn't hit me till after.
Yeah.
And there was a story behind that. In fact, with my ghostwriter's sister lost a child at crib death. And I told the story, and I don't believe it. I believe it now, but it took me... I couldn't sleep the night before I was going to do the deal, which was a simple-ass deal. Something small, nothing big. Boom. All of a sudden, and this guy was stealing money a little bit. He was an informant. He was a bad guy, but I figure everyone deserves a little scratch, so I didn't say too much, but it was getting out of hand. Anyway, so he got beat up the first time, and I said, well, I'm not getting out again in the car. You're going to get beat up. I don't give a shit. I don't care if they shoot you. Anyways, the deal was going bad. So I stepped out of the car to see what's going on. Boom. Guy came from, I didn't put a gun to my head. And it clicked. But that night before, I couldn't sleep. And the next night I went to bed, slept like a baby. But there's my grandniece Natalie's little son that died of crib death, Joey, just with his angel wings on and a hat. I swear it on my kids and my mother and my father, that have passed. And so that's just one of those things of life. So
Divine intervention.
It had to be. In fact, everyone says, well, I've had some minor health issues, people breaking my balls, saying, you got to do this. I said, listen, I do the best I can. I work out. I like to eat, obviously. I said, but, I had a little bout with my pancreatic shit. I've had a bout with a little cancer. I've been very fortunate. I'm just saying I take each day at a time. When I wake up and when I have my second cup of coffee, I start to plan my day. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's always after that second cup, right?
yeah. Now you got me turned on to Utica coffee,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm telling you, it's good stuff.
It is.
Let's back up a little bit. I want to talk about the untaxed cigarettes, and that was funding some of the 9/11 crap that happened back in 2001.
Yes.
How do they get these untaxed cigarettes to the area, or on the black market?
Virginia has a very minimal tax. If like say it was immense at this time. Like I said, it was 30-40% of the, or even more, almost 50% was taxed in New York State on cigarettes. In Virginia, it's like a few cents. So they go to Virginia, buy them from warehouses or wherever they can, or people they know. It's actually a big business.
We put the mic down just a little bit.
Okay, you got it.
There you go.
Or anybody has a cigarette store will buy them, and people of Middle Eastern ethnicity would come down and just buy truckloads. I mean, vans or U-Haul rentals. They'd buy from 10 cases to 200 cases. I've loaded trucks with 200 cases, for people coming down. And the money exchanging hands is like, wow. I was new to this. I mean, I was always, growing up in East Utica, I was always aware of some criminality. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Stuff you see every day.
Yeah, it's part of our fabric.
Yeah, it is. You just look, oh, wow, yeah, hey, good job.
Yeah.
So, but these guys were, and the money, but they were like, obviously after 9/11, I did volunteer, and I just, I hated these motherfuckers, but.
Yeah.
And then you check, they're on terrorist watch lists, so you know what they're doing, and, they're sending the money back to, their countries, Yemen, Sudan or whatever, but mainly Yemen was where most of the money was going. And it's just, we knew we had to do something about it. So, it was hard to bite the bullet because you got to work with these guys for months. And they're fucking, you're just hoping. And then we'd have a team in New York City because we'd have certain lot numbers, but then we follow where they go, not us, but our other team in New York City, or bodegos, and they kept an eye on them, and then they see who comes in, buys a lot from them, and then we get information on that. The only part that sucked was when we raided them. I couldn't be part of it.
Right, of course.
And that sucked.
You're already off the job onto the next,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, and that, then I see, and I didn't give a shit about the notoriety because you can't as an undercover agent, but I wanted to be able to put the handcuffs on some of these assholes. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't, but I had fun. When they told us, a lot of times we had to make their car distinctive when they left, so somehow their tail lights got broke, or, the license plate got ripped off. Shit happens, In fact, there's one funny story. One of the guys, he's a good guy. In fact, he's on the cover, and I'll leave it to be said. He's not Chad on my other side. He goes, well, what car is it? I go, it's the one without a license plate, asshole. So, there's a lot of humor when you're sitting in warehouses for hours. And there's also a day I didn't laugh, with the guys, whether it's Nick at night, he's having some issues with PTSD. So, but I got good thoughts for him. But it's like, you just laugh at the stupidest shit. You know what I'm saying? But, we made fun of stuff like, we got in trouble for some stuff that some other agents did, like destroyed some property, which wasn't good, but I don't remember anything about that. I was told it happened, and it wasn't my crew. That's all I will say. So
that's the important thing.
It wasn't my crew.
What about the jurisdiction of going through like Indian reservations? Because that's like you're not allowed to make any arrests or do any kind of activity on an Indian reservation. So what's the jurisdiction on that? I'm
okay.
Suppose there was some things coming through, especially through Canada.
Actually, there's like 70 miles of open border,
right,
between numerous reservations throughout the United States, if not more.
Yeah,
and that includes the Akwesasne up in Messina. And like most ethnic groups, most Indians are great people, hardworking and stuff. But you could drive by their homes on the reservation and see who the crooks are, because they got like $400,000 mansions, $500,000 up there. You know what I'm saying? Which is like $2 million anyplace else. And then you see the other ones were normal homes. Like you're in North Utica, East Utica, but they were. Technically, to appease the Native Americans and their sovereignty, we're not allowed to go make arrests unless we were called on by their Native American police.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
No, but their political appointments from their chiefs, and always the chiefs are the ones raking in the money, most of the time. But then I developed a good relationship with the troopers up in B Troop. Great guys. But, like anything else, they had their people to talk so they know if someone did something when they were coming off. But, some of the Native American police would let us know when this guy did this or did that. But he's, there's only, other than going across the St. Lawrence Seaway, there's only really 2 ways off the res, other than some other back roads which you know about, but they all come to, either 5 miles south of what it's Route 11 up there, I forget. But, you work in a working relationship, but I never saw a law that says we can't go on, but it was respected by most administrations of our governors that I worked with, that we kind of stood off, especially when they had to stand off and stuff. We just set barricades off the reservation, and we just we arrested people. We started arresting. We couldn't go on the reservation, but what we did was start arresting the people that came off with truckloads of cigarettes.
Gotcha.
And that hurt them financially. People were going on the res at the time, and they were smuggling stuff. I can't say. I would never say they were involved with Al-Qaeda and stuff, but I don't know. But I know someone goes on the res and picks up $300,000 worth of cigarettes, going to sell for $1 million.
Well, it's not just cigarettes either.
No,
drugs
yes.
Guns.
I mean, they had open borders where, and I've seen where people, you got miles where there's no, they don't have the manpower. They have these, used to put up these little detectors, and that would sound if someone walks through, but then animals would walk through. So after Border Patrol and shit got sick of that stuff. So there's numerous places where you can go from one backyard to other. Mm-hmm. You can be in someone's house in Canada and come through taking, criminals through. People, white slavery was somewhat prominent up there too. So it's, any criminal activity was like any criminals will find it. And I hate to say, again, most Native Americans I encountered up there, good people, hardworking people.
Absolutely.
But you got your criminal element, especially when it's so easy. Mm-hmm. There's like no risk involved. You just
it's lawless up there.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. They had rewards for us guys. Like somehow they got our pictures. $10,000 for this agent. So it was like, yes, you kind of laugh, but not really. You know what I'm saying? You go, hey, hopefully I never saw my big fat mug up there. That's what I heard. It was other guys. So I, at the time, I stayed in the background a lot then. So
yeah. And then also you were infiltrating biker gangs. And then what kind of drugs, guns? Is that pretty much everything?
Saw it all. Actually, but that's just by matter of luck. I went in the bar, his Billy the Liquor guy, and I just approached the guy, and you could tell it was biker people in there, and the owner took a liking to me. I was giving him some good deals, but we kind of developed a bond, and he got pretty involved. But I got to say, there wasn't that much of that criminal activity because he had a lot of other business going on, so. Believe me, if he had a lot of shit going on, I mean, I saw, a gun or two or this and some drugs, but he really wanted that shit out of there because, in fact, he got on me because one of his sister bars, which he didn't really own technically, but he did, was with the Jamaicans. Mm. And that's where all the guns and the drugs were going.
So the bikers were working with the Jamaicans?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I say they were. He said, again.
It's an interesting dichotomy.
Yeah, it is. Right. Because they weren't allowed in the bar. Uh-huh. I mean, the Jamaicans were not allowed in the bar. He threw that word around all the time. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Good guy, good businessman. The only thing that would kill me is he liked to drink Jack Daniels, which I do. So I'd be sitting there for 5 hours, drinking Jack Daniels, trying to maintain Billy the Liquor guy. And then I said, fuck it. I was.
So what's your procedure going into this, though? You're Billy the Liquor guy. You're going in. Are you trying to sell him booze? Like, how do you get friendly with this guy?
First thing is I got merchandise. Initially, I just had liquor. I was getting it. We got it through, certain distributors, but it was untaxed. And that's how I would sell. My hook was, hey, I'm Billy the Liquor guy. I said, if I'm just trying to get rid of some liquor I had, I used to own a bar. I know about untaxed liquor. I said, so I've been doing this. And, once I got rolling, every place I went, because every bar in that area was cheating, cheating the government, which, you buy untaxed liquor, so you don't have to show it on your receipt. So that's all profit. Mm-hmm. Say you normally bottle Jack Daniels, say it's $25, $26. Well, you get it for 15. You don't have, number one, you're saving $10, $11.
Absolutely.
And on a case, you multiply that, gets more like $70 to $100.
Exactly.
And you don't have to show that intake to the government. The receipts get lost, or you just, some bars.
Or you have another register.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I heard about that one.
Yeah.
Actually,
I know all about the other register.
Thank you, yeah.
I owned a bar too, pal.
Yeah, okay, yes, yeah.
I had one for 10 years as well.
You're the man.
Yes.
And it's like, so you just, but again, not to be an ass, but you're working your ass off. Mm-hmm. And, some days at the bar, some weeks at the bar, I made like $80. I'm there 100 hours. It's just, and then you get these assholes come in, like I call inspectors, and say, yeah, they work from 8 to 4. I've gotten some arguments with him even when I was working. I said, listen, why are you breaking this guy's balls? This family business, they work 100 hours a week. You're supposed to work 37. If you work 30, that's a godsend. That means you're banging the state every week for 7 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
You go do your laundry, or you pick up this, or you go doing your, grocery shopping. I said, that's even worse because you're supposed to be a state agent.
Yeah.
I wasn't too well liked because I justified it that way. Like, I would never, ever arrest a mom and pop store, or I would never arrest a guy owning a bar. I just wouldn't. Before I became undercover. And then when the drugs and all the other shit got involved in the guns, yes. So that's my East Utica stuff. So.
Does it take you a while to become friendly with somebody? I'm sure it is. I mean, a lot of people have their blockers up, right? You don't want to let new people infiltrate their circle and whatnot.
As you know, I got the gift of gab. I can be a bullshitter. In fact, one of my lady people in the room Y class, which helps me a lot with my PTSD because I just go swim. She goes, in fact, it's her name, PJ. She goes, so you ready for today? Because I did tell about him, and I got a big following at the Rome Y. What I'm saying? Like Marlogs. I think I've sold a book almost everyone I swim with. What I'm saying? It's like, dude, and then she goes, well, PJ goes, you'll be okay. You're just a natural-born bullshitter. Because actually, I wrote some notes down. And I said, what are you doing? I'm always good off the cuff. But to answer your question, I go in, I do my little thing, and then after I sell them a little bit, I said, hey, dude, I don't want any trouble. I said, I know I'm just trying to make a few bucks here. I just appreciate you don't say anything. But if you say no, that's great. Just don't, hurt my business. And then after a while, once you got to be known in, say, that Dale Meyer area, then they know you're for real. Next thing you know, you got 3 other bars in the Binghamton area. I went from having 2 bars to like 18 within like 3 weeks because and plus they don't get arrested the first time. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Or they don't get arrested the second time.
Or it gets around quick, though.
Yeah, hey, this guy's the real deal. He said he knows what he's doing.
Probably all the bar owners know each other.
Yeah, and they talk. In fact, I know that the biker bar was funnier than shit because it's in the book where one of the bartenders was an asshole, and he just wanted to beat the shit out of me. He was huge. And in fact, he got me cornered in the bar once because he was bitching at the owner, how the fuck you let this guy get away with this stuff? He comes behind the bar. You don't know this guy from Adam. And the bar owner came out and defended me. He goes, listen, asshole, number 1, I like him. He makes me money. Number 2, all you do is steal from me. He could say he could be an agent or something. I go, this fucking moron was right.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but thank God he ended up getting hurt on a motorcycle accident because I know he told me he was going to rip my head off someday, sooner or later, and he could have.
What's the longest to earn your trust or to earn their trust from you? I'm sure there's been some times where it must have took months and months.
Yeah. I was going on like 10 months with my buddy, my friend Double J, who owned the bar, in charge of the Jamaican bar. But I did a lot of stuff. I became part of his family. The shit you hear about all undercover agents. I ate at his home. I went to his nephew's funeral. I got his baby a baby gift. But that took but dealing with the Jamaicans, it took a while. With the biker, I was just doing stuff. But then I got involved with that was when we were just doing stuff out of the truck. But I worked that case for about 10 months. Got beat up mentally, which you didn't realize. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I did, the guy when they firebombed this house to arrest him 10 months later, he called me.
Did he really?
He said, big dog. He said, don't come down here to arresting everybody. I said, whoa. I mean,
yeah. And you already knew that.
Yeah. But I didn't want to answer the phone because, in fact, I still got my undercover phone just for memorabilia, or just see who calls me on it, Yeah. So, and I just felt bad, but I've had guys I dealt with for months with the drugs. No way he was a cop. No way. You know what I'm saying? They said, no, you're busting my balls. They figure he's somebody you turned. I had, during his trial, my partner, Tony, I was working more deep undercover, but he went to the trial, Tony, sat in the back, and the guy got on the stand, and he said, no, they weren't. He said they were two fucking idiots. 'Cause stupid works also with the bad guys. Say you play dumb. So,
did you ever get beat up physically?
I got tossed. Yeah, I got beat up physically more by the cops.
More by the cops, yeah. And them not knowing you were undercover.
Them not knowing, I couldn't give it up. I mean,
you can't.
I had a guy pop my shoulder out because I had a bad shoulder from swimming, but this cop was an asshole. Before you do a takedown, they have a little, you'll have 300 cops. They're like in an auditorium or like the Armory or something like that, and they parade the undercovers or the confidential informants on the stage. Now, I'm the only white fucking guy on the stage, because we're in New York City, right? I go, hey, guys, you can't miss me. I'm white, heavy set. I said, Jesus Christ, So anyways, but this cop was not at the meeting or the tech meeting. He threw me against it. He threw me against the truck. I'm saying, dude, take it easy. I said, we're all on the same team here. Fuck you, you fucking creep. Boom, he hits me again, and he pulls out his fucking nightstick. I know this ain't going good, so I said, fuck it. But I said, listen, if you can, take it easy. I got a bad shoulder. He fucking ripped my shoulder out, and then he slammed me against the truck. Oh, I was fucking hot.
Did he ever apologize to you after?
No, fuck him. I got it. No, I actually, after we got taken down, he went back to count the cigarettes in the warehouse. He got me out by the gate. I said, fuck. I jumped in the truck. I said, someone give me a badge. Because I don't have a badge, so
right.
I got a badge from
you can't carry one with you?
No, I can't carry one. So I drove back, and there's this fucking idiot. He looks at me, and I go, yeah. I show him the badge, yeah. So what the fuck's going on with you? Oh, I'm sorry. I go, you didn't see me at the TAC meeting? Oh, no, I was late. My wife was sick. Or, I said, you're an asshole. But, what goes around comes around? Mm-hmm. I know how much money I had, okay?
1.3 million?
No. That was just a small deal. I had like 80,000, right? Well, when it got turned in as 50, okay? And so they, Billy, what happened to the money? I go, he took it. So, I think he got fired. But, and again, I could understand stuff, but I got beat up the most by cops. I got thrown down by, agents, all the gear on when they're coming in. In fact, one of our guys on the detail broke a rib when they threw him down.
And how do you identify yourself, though? You just got to take a whooping.
You take a whooping.
Yeah.
You don't give up your identity, and you just, some people are in on it. Like we had some funny incidents where my buddy Chad, in the book there, my best friend, one of my best friends, I'm a man of color. As he used to say, I'm a person of color. Anyways, he didn't handcuff me because they're arresting all these Middle Eastern people, right? And they're parading them through. And I go, I got my hands behind my back, one left, the other. I go, you're nothing but a fucking asshole. He fucking smacked me. And they come, blah, blah, blah. They start chanting their bullshit, blah, blah, blah. I'm laughing. I go, if I could get my hands free, I'd kick your ass, So you got to have fun and levity with it. But because, no matter when the takedown's coming and some of the people coming in that door, that scares the shit out of you. Mm-hmm. When they come through that door with the yelling and the screaming and the helmets and the tactical gear and the guns out, that gets your blood pumping.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, more than Utica coffee. That gets your blood pumping. And it's every time. I must have been arrested hundreds of times. Every time you jump. You can't help it. It's like, something's coming. You jump. So.
Do you feel like you have split personalities?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah?
I definitely do. My mom always told me, first of all, I had to write initials BS. Because BS bullshitter, Bill Soldado, whatever. Oops, I said my name. No. But I'm definitely a Gemini. I found that out early. A lot to do with my childhood.
You're born in June?
I was born May, end of May.
Right at the end of May.
Right at the end of May. But my dad was, a nasty drunk.
Okay.
So you got used to shit, But I always tried to appease everybody, which I still do now, So, but I did on the job, I did here, but I always put myself in the middle. But definitely split personality because I go to, when I'm playing with my grandkids, I'm Papa, I'm this and that. But then when Billy the Liquor Guy kicks on, like when I'm doing your show, it just goes automatically back to Billy the Liquor Guy.
Yeah,
I go, as you said the other day, I got ADD. I don't.
Yeah, as I refer to it as the Anthony Donaldson disorder, which is me.
Okay, yeah.
It's named
like
after me.
Well, I know because it's weird, but it fit me and it kept me safe all those years. In fact, I try to tell some people, like some people have been arguing with me about doing a second book. And some people are, well, why would you want to? And I said, that one was hard. And I use my logic. I go, well, first of all, I got the prequel.
Yeah.
Because they cut out about 150 pages.
Did they really?
Yeah, of all my home stuff, which pissed me off because that's all about Utica.
Oh, okay.
Which I wanted to promote too.
Of course.
And then, again, not to go, Johnny Marafa, when I first went into Marlogs, I didn't know the guy from Adam. But a buddy of mine, Cyril, introduced me to him, and we're going in the back door, and I'm going, this guy comes up to me. I go, I think he's the owner. I go, but somehow I got lost walking through the little back door. My buddy Cyril went ahead, and I'm going, he comes up to me, and I tell you, buddy, one of the best lines I've heard. He looked at me, he goes, great book, loved the book. He goes, I thank you, East Utica thanks you, and Utica thanks you, because he's a big guy, big about Utica. Mm-hmm. And I just, I start to see, like, whoa, I did do some good. Even if, because Utica people never hear about the really good stuff that's going on. Historically, they go back to the 60s and 70s, 50s, 60s, Sin City shit. So,
yeah, but this is where you cut your teeth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is where you gained your fabric and built your thick skin.
I said it. My education was, I didn't learn one goddamn thing in MVCC or Buff State. But
they gave you the piece of paper to say you're smart.
Yeah, they did. In fact, it gets even stupider. But more importantly, Tennille wrote it on one of her things. But I got my master's on the streets of Utica.
Exactly.
East Utica. And I didn't. Anybody that hasn't grown up there just can't comprehend it. Like, again, I go to, like I said, I go to Marlogs. I see people I haven't seen in 40 years, and they go, you degenerate. You wrote that book? These are the Briggs brothers. Good guys. Dickie Briggs, who still made a bad call on my son's football game, but that's okay. 20 years ago, I don't forget.
Yeah, because you're from East Utica, and most people don't forget things like that.
Things like that, you're right.
But I do want to talk about, which is super important, you were talking about your sequel, which will probably be talking about PTSDs and the mental health aspect.
Yes,
and that's something you struggled with for a long, long time.
Yeah.
When you got out of Undercover, what was that like, and what kind of struggles were you going through?
When I heard they were shutting down the ops, I was actually pissed. Mm-hmm. Then I went to depression. And actually, the last op I did was locally in the area, but a little farther, in Fort Plain, I believe. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I was coming home. I mean, I knew, I wanted it to end, but I didn't.
Right.
Because
you like the action.
Yeah, I did. I mean, that was my drug. Like I say, I'd get up every day and, okay, I'm Billy the Liquor Guy. Plus, you go in a bar, you drink, you eat. You sell stuff.
Some of it's fun.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I always turn things into fun, because I know what else. One of my last details where I finally got the guy, got everything on tape. I got him. He showed me his books, how he operates, everything, the whole 9 yards, what you need to know about a bar. He showed me the second set of books because I was going to buy the bar. I just went, and all of a sudden, I told my investors are coming, and this guy was a real asshole. One of those guys, arrogant. Thought he was a lot smarter than he was. And he goes, I said, listen, I got to leave, but my investors are coming in about a half hour because I know we're going to raid that place in 20 minutes. I said, why don't you cook up about 200 chicken wings to greet? When I walked out of the bar, my head guy, my other senior, goes, did you really order 200 chicken wings? I said, yeah, fucking, guys want to eat, But again, that didn't work out too well. Not my team, but I'm watching them. I saw the video of the cops ripping TVs off the wall for evidence. I'm going, what the fuck? I said, these guys are. So I went back to the firehouse, ate my 20 wings, and just watched the cars go by and see the guy take out in handcuffs. So, but yes.
How do you combat that? How do you combat the PTSDs and the mental health? And you exercise often? And
I did. I was a shell of myself. I mean, I wish I could. I lost 50, 60 pounds. I wouldn't want to eat. I didn't give a shit whether I lived or died for months.
Really?
And in fact, but then I said I didn't care. I mean, I went to swimming off the coast of Tunisia, and I wouldn't get off the couch for like almost 2 years. Only a few months in between. Once I shut it down and retired, I start getting all the flashbacks, gun pointed to my head. Mm-hmm. People I saw in the line of work cut in half on Route 87, some bad accidents. That even though I wasn't a patrol cop, but when you're there and someone calls for you, you respond. Because you're on the radio and stuff, and they need, multiple fatalities and stuff. But that one, I happened to be the first cop on scene.
Oof.
It was fucking horrible.
What happened in that incident?
Well, I was actually driving up from my home in Utica to Plattsburgh. Okay. And I always stop in Schroon Lake to swim. Okay, because it's on a Sunday. I'm off duty, but I had my car because I was a senior investigator and I got to travel all over the New York State. And all of a sudden, I see these people waving. I'm coming right above Schroon Lake. And people are waving and screaming, and I'm looking. They're all, I believe they were Pakistani or something, because they had all the different long robes and everything, I believe. And I come upon the scene, and the first thing I see is a guy with his head crushed and his brains out on the side, hit some stones right before the pavement. And the other lady's screaming. One guy's arm is hanging down to his ankle. And I'm going, oh, fuck me. Now, I'm in my bathing suit and flip-flops again, because I'm swimming, right? And I'm going, and I go, oh, shit. So I call out, I go 7B90, which was my call sign. I said, need assistance, multiple fatalities. No, I said, you say multiple injuries. You have multiple injuries. I go, multiple injuries. And I'm going, now another guy comes down. He goes, there's a guy cut in half up there. He flew out. He was literally cutting, not totally, but he was hanging over. He was split open. He goes, you want to check on him? I go, no. I said, no. I said, I had enough by then.
And I have the stomach for it.
No, you see that shit, and you could deal with some. And then I got back on the radio. I go, hey, he was writing a ticket. I says, I got multiple deaths. I got people laying all over the Route 87, dead.
How? Just an accident?
Yeah, they had about 10, 11 people in a van. Uh-huh. And it was a nice summer day, but none of them had seatbelts on. And I do recognize the area. They said, I think the guy he was going south, again, right above Schroon Lake. And you come around a curve, and he must have got hit by the sun to hit you, and he didn't know the road. So he was speeding, going 70 or 80. So instead of able to negotiate the turn, he went off the road.
Oof.
And people the driver got killed. I think, even though he wasn't even wearing a seatbelt, but when the van kept rolling, people kept getting thrown out. So it's going on the median, and they're just getting thrown out all over the place. So
cut in half.
Oh man, it was.
Was that the driver that got cut in half?
Yeah. So he was he went flying out the window, and because some lady screaming, my husband, you got to help him. And he was the guy with his brains splattered on a rock.
Oh Jesus.
So I'm going, well, man, I'm trying to, and the screaming was the worst.
Yeah.
And then I was involved in my own fatality, which a lady came through a windshield in a horrible accident. Determined not our fault, but this person was helping somebody in a snowstorm, and so I get flashbacks of that after all this shit's hitting me. Mm-hmm. I'm going, why now? I said, I don't know, maybe I suppressed it because, I'd like doing the job, but now I had nothing to do. So, but thank God for good people.
Do you talk to a therapist?
Yes, I did. I started talking to a therapist.
Do you currently talk to one too?
Yes, I do.
Do you? Good.
Yes, I still do. In fact, I got my Dr. Rayansha, who was my psychiatrist, great guy, and Dr. Ulahana, who was my primary, said, I started talking to them, and it helped. Yeah. And that's how the book came about. Mm-hmm. He said, you keep a journal, because I kept remembering all this stuff, and then thank God for some family members like my cousin Frank and cousin Joey, Vietnam vets, both heroes, not real heroes. And Joey had PTSD. But my cousin Frank was adamant. He took me everywhere. I did not like him for the first year or so because you just feel safe on your couch.
Right.
I wouldn't watch TV. I'd just sit there.
Last thing you want to do is go be social.
Exactly. But he'd come and get me. I'd wait for that knock at the door at 8:30. Because I'm going. Oh, it's 3:30. He's coming in 4:30, 5:30. And come on, get up. He was my older cousin, so he actually took me just to go errands. He took me everywhere, and I said, hey, why don't you get back to swimming? I go, swim? I said, I don't want to do that. He said, so he actually took me to the Rome Y. He says, I'll be here. Sit down and go swim. So I checked and I went in. I was afraid. I've swum miles. I swam across lakes. I swam through rivers. I swam in the Mediterranean. I was afraid to get in the pool. And then, the instructor came up to me and says, you okay? I said, well, I've got a few medical issues. She and her, Nancy, she was just so upbeat and got me believing in God more. She was very, believing in that holistic stuff and
spiritual.
And I got into class, and you could see some of the other people, like I call them my, swim dollies, Kim, Mary Lou, Alice, Carol. They're like, of course, there's me and 28 girls in the class, so women ain't that bad, right? But then sooner,
good deal.
Yeah, so I can do this, but they were okay. Just do what you want, and even this PJ would say because sometimes I get a little red face if I get nervous. She goes, "Are you okay?" they're hovering around me. You know what I'm saying? And so now I'm trying to give back because Mary Lou has some medical issues. So, in fact, I went to visit her at her healthcare place. So I'm just very to giving back because I know what it went through. And if anybody's experienced, they know what I'm talking about. I would never imagine in all my life to be that sick or that scared of going out a door. So those things are for real. So
and you do speaking engagements as well,
yes,
right?
I do.
I'm sure that helps combat
it helps
the whole
in
mental
fact,
health thing too, right?
I got a thing that works for me because they go, you go to some of these things, these cops who have to all go, another old fucking retiree, I got to listen to his war stories. So I don't really go down that path. I don't even say I wrote a book. I just say, hey guys, I walk in, there's, they're all sitting there, like some of them, the young ones especially, they got to be there. I said, dude, I say, hey guys, then the older cops, there are some retirees who show up because they are suffering from PTSD, but they won't tell nobody because they don't know it. And I said, who had a bad day today? And I raised my hand, maybe one or two will. I said, who's had a bad day in the last couple of weeks? More raised their hand. And then I said, who tried to commit suicide? And I raised my hand, and they all just stare. But it gets their attention.
That's when it gets deep, yeah.
Yeah, I said, guys, this stuff is nasty. I was the toughest son of a bitch. I said, whatever, we've all done our job. I was undercover for 10 years. And within a few months, I couldn't get off my couch. I mean, we all see things that people don't see. That's the bottom line.
Right.
And it affects people. Marriages are always in danger. Guys drink. Guys do whatever. Cops, after a while, you're all gung-ho to be a cop, be this, be that, but it gets to you, bro. That's the only thing I get about some certain issues. People don't, there's some bad cops, but there's a lot of good cops out there that put their life on the line every fucking day. And
I agree.
And the people that tell me about this and that, and I'm going, listen, I said, I don't want to get in an argument, but I said, you have no idea what cops go through. And I always, that's just the way it is. And, they do the job, they get paid for it and stuff. I said, yeah, but yes, they want to do it. But I said, but to talk about, what do you want to have a social worker show up if you're in a domestic dispute? But some people, I understand most people, but it's your people that are far out there. I go, once the police stop showing up, you might as well shoot yourself. I said, because it's all over. But I've told, like everyone else told me, Billy, calm down about that. And I tell myself, but I've actually seen it. I'm always positive. That's starting to turn around. People are seeing the stupidity of some of the stuff they were trying to do. The bad cops get weeded out, and they're looking at them more. Good for that. That has brought some attention to some of the bad cops. In fact, I had a run-in with it. I didn't know he was a CO. I was in Rockland County, and he's breaking my balls from day one at this little talk. He goes, you don't know nothing, because the situation in Minnesota, he tried to defend what happened. I go, dude, I said, no, that's, he should be put away, which he was. They had the trial, and he's put away because he does not deserve to be out, whatever. It was horrible what he did. And he's going, well, they teach that in the academy. I go, I don't know what academy you went to, but I never taught me that, to cut off a person's breathing for 8 minutes or whatever,
right.
know.
Putting your knee on somebody's neck.
Hey, really? I says, this guy's all over me, and I'm saying, listen, let's agree to disagree. But I'll tell you one, fine, I go, listen, I don't think I could do your job, or I wouldn't want to do your job, but I know you could never do my fucking job. So let's just agree to disagree. And then, the chief or the sheriff came up and apologized, said he's been a problem. I said, he's going to have issues. You better keep an eye on him.
Okay, you better put him behind a desk.
Exactly.
That's where he needs to go.
And with cages around it so he don't even get out. You know what I'm saying?
But being undercover must have put a lot of restraint on your marriage, though.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah?
Yeah, it did.
Does your wife still like you?
She don't like the book.
Men's amends.
I think she likes me.
Yeah.
But I don't. In some ways, it was hard.
I bet.
And she does not like the book, which I hope she doesn't get. I say, it is, but because it's like a different light, and anybody doesn't understand it. she didn't know a lot of shit that I was doing. I didn't come home and say, hey, I did this.
No, you can tell her.
Hey, I did that.
You got to keep everything under wraps, right?
No. So I never talked about it. In fact, she used to break my balls. I come home and sleep on the couch for 2 days, and the bell would ring, or phone ring, hey, they want you in Virginia, boom. She goes, why the hell do you come home? You sleep for 2-3 days. As soon as the phone rings, you're jumping, you're gone. You know what I'm saying? And in fact, so it was like anything else, but, any marriage is tough.
Yeah, for sure.
Cops, even more so, undercover.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they cover that shit.
Right.
He said, shit happens.
And that's something they don't teach you in training.
No.
How to keep your marriage intact.
Because you don't go home for a while. When you do come home, I was Billy the liquor guy, yelling at the kids when they're, what the fuck? You know,
Was it hard for you to shut that off?
It was.
Yeah.
And after a while, I finally realized I just tried to stay away a lot because I was just Billy the Liquor guy.
Yeah,
and the last thing I'd wanted to do was argue, yell at my kids or argue with her because she was just trying to maintain the family atmosphere. You know, and that's, which she did a good job of. But, you know, it just wasn't, you know, not what we counted on. You know, not like when you lose a spouse, you didn't see it in your plans. You know, we never saw me going undercover for 10 years and turned into a bit of, as they say, I'd like to say cuckoo, when I get the panic attacks.
Yeah.
But the doctor gave me good meds.
Do you still suffer from panic attacks?
Yeah. It was weird. I was watching something the other day, something stupid, and I just got bitched at by a good friend on texting me. I'll just say her first name is Barb. You know, she's big seller at my office, and she's going like, I go, well, how was your day? I go, well, I had a little panic attack, and I told her, I said, I was watching a cop show. She goes, why would you watch that?
Yeah, right. Why would you?
And, you know, it was one of those innocent shows. It was like Law and Order or something where you don't really see much graphic stuff.
Right.
But I like investigative shows. You know, I don't watch Chicago PD, the one where they're always pulling their guns, or even sometime where they solve all the crime in the world within an hour, which is so stupid anyways. Right. But anyways, I was just watching it, and they wanted to interview this detective, but he suffered from PTSD because he was involved in a shooting. And same thing, they put a gun to his head when he was undercover. And I went right down that path.
It triggered you.
Oh, it did. It took me a couple days to get to the really bad panic attacks, but it happened. You know, I said it just happened. And I know how to deal with them, like swimming helps, or, you know, I have COPD, you know, I don't sleep that well. So I have my mask on.
CPAP.
CPAP, thank you. I put the tunes on my, you know, pleasant tunes, like old stuff from the 60s and not that, you know, easy stuff that I like to. And I just, you know, do the breathing that you do on the CPAP, and on the tune. So I have my regiment, which I'll say always works.
Good.
It always works. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but I tell myself to relax. You know, I mean, I wake up sometime, where am I?
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm at my apartment or somewhere. I'm going, shit, I didn't make the detail today. You know what I'm saying? And it takes me a while to get acclimated where I am, you know. So, you know, I said, so it's just crazy sometimes.
Yeah. And do you educate people on
Yes, I do.
different ways to combat the PTSD?
My best thing, I said, hey, guys, you're stronger than you think. I said, I can beat it. I was had an attempt on suicide.
Yeah.
I said, you know, there's something you would never think about that you would ever do to your family. Never in a million years. Because I've heard some of my friends, I've seen some of my friends did it, and growing up, I'm going, how could you do that? You know, you're bitching at them when they're coughing.
Right.
But man, when you're in a dark place every day, you wake up, and I tell these guys, I said, listen, because I had my, that's why I thank my psychiatrist. I said he taught me how to live and laugh again. You know, every day is a gift. Enjoy it. You know, even each day gets a little better. You might not notice it. Yes, you're going to have your fallbacks, you know, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But each day you get up, and a lot of your friends and family is very important. You know, I'm fortunate to have some really good friends and family, you know, that helps me. But especially, you hate to put the burden on it. So a lot of it is with my friends. You know, people I see, like the people at swim class, people I see that I haven't seen in 40 years. You know, and they read the book, and oh my God, how can you do that? Some people, I like, but they go, oh my God. I said, listen, I did what I had to do. I had a blast, and it affected me. I did some good work, but don't make me out to be some, you know, hero or this or that. I said, I just, you know, like I
did your job.
Did your job, and a few of us agents were fortunate to do extraordinary things in extraordinary times, or you know, or we did our job, and that's why my buddies on this. I hate some of them when they. Like I said, 4 guys from the original crew had psychiatric treatment. You know, it's just, you know, we start just, some of them I talk about it now, you know, just, hey, so you had a bad day. Yeah. You know, marriages suffer, you know, you know what I mean? Things get hurt all the time. But it's a lot easier. I don't want to offend anybody in my family, but guys you went through it with, you can talk to.
Yeah.
You know, like this guy, Jeff Who. He used to be my...
Jeff who?
Jeff Who.
I gotta say, I don't know why I have to do that.
I know. Who? Well, you'll meet him, hopefully, because he was like his assignment was also, he was my backup, and we do everything together. long before the other guy came across, El Babo. But, he'd say, like, you got to really calm down. He'd be like, we're driving from upstate New York to, like, Virginia, and he'd be saying, listen, dude, you're getting a little out of hand. He said, and then he's like, you are. The criteria went up in each statement, and I knew. When he hit the top one, he goes, you need fucking help. I said, we got to do this, we got to do that, but he's my main man. Like the other guy, El Babo, who did Undercover, I talked to him a lot. He's going through a tough time. He's drinking a lot.
Yeah.
Issues at home.
Yeah.
I hope, but it's like, it just, you can't get away from that shit. And some guys that didn't get hit as bad as me, but when stuff starts accumulating in their life, kids, marriage, they start to revert to, it contributes to the PTSD. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all from my supposedly dangerous stuff. It's what's going on in your life. If your kids are messing up or something happened at home, it just keeps building and building. Like my doctor said, it's your brain's like a rubber band.
Yeah.
It just can only take so much. But that's why
finally you're going to snap.
Yeah. And that's why I'm glad we had a little chit chat, because I know I wasn't going to do another book, and I might not even yet, because but he's stoning me to do one, and as long as he takes care of, I said, this time we're going to talk some upfront money. What I'm saying? I'm sick and tired.
I want an advancement.
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of $2.87 I get when they sell them.
The brightest light always comes in the darkest places. Right?
Yeah.
So what was your bright light in your dark place?
Seeing, some days when I woke up, wasn't scared, but seeing my old friends from 40 years ago, even though I was getting some, my family was trying to help, but, after a while, you don't want to be a burden on them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And people, I didn't want to, my kids had no idea for a long time, at least I don't think they did. And because I told my wife at the time, listen, we're going to try to live a normal life. When I get sick or I have just say that, Dad's tired. You know what I'm saying? I go upstairs or whatever, so whatever I maybe, but again, and you find out everyone has their own life though. You know what I'm saying? It's friends that I haven't bored because I haven't seen them in 40 years. And that's what I like the best. A lot of them go, my friends, guys I coach with, people I see go, well, I read the book, they know me, to go, that's you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been not dropping names, but my coach, old coach Joey Gentile and his wife Cindy, I rekindled a friendship with that. And he's going, that's you. He's having some tough times too medically. Everyone does as we get older. But I said, I see him, he sees me, his face lights up. And it's just, that's my favorite thing. That's when people say, that's you. I guess maybe it's a dumb, behind seeing old friends and trying to enjoy. I'm a Yankee fan, so you can't say so much about that. That's not a bright light.
No,
Jesus Christ.
Not right now, it ain't. That's for sure.
And they're killing you. You think everything's turning around, and then you see that game where they score 5-6 runs, the other team.
They give you more anxiety than probably when you were undercover.
They do. Tell you what, how to cope with that, I bet against them.
Yeah, right.
I go up to the casino, I bet against them. So I win money or they win. But like I said, people in my life that came around, I got couple other guys I haven't seen in a while. I'll use their nicknames: Casper, Zoo Man, Bumper. People that say that's you. Once they read the book, that's you. I got some, developing new friendships which are really, really good. People who you feel, get you. So you try to just work on that. But the good days are when I'm playing with my grandkids, but also I noticed I've been getting a little mean with that. I said,
oh, yeah.
I had him the other day, and I said, listen, Papa, don't play that game. I said, because they get timeouts or they get this. I said, no, there ain't no timeouts. I tell you to get out of the pool, you're out of the pool. Not for 5 minutes, not for 10 minutes, you're out of the pool.
Are you more patient as the older you get, or no?
No, lately I've been a pain in the ass as a grandfather. I see stuff because the kids don't listen. And imagine if we didn't listen in our day.
I get smacked.
Oh, you get smacked, and the kids look at you. You got to yell and scream, and I know people at my niece and nephews or their husbands, I know, geez, I shouldn't have yelled, but, kids just don't listen. And I'm from a different age group or different era where we, I'm saying, boom, you get smacked and you be sitting in the car.
Different form of discipline.
I don't care if you're at a beach and it's 90 degrees, you'll be sitting in the car with crying or with a welt on your eye or something, so. And I'm not saying that's the right way, but kids need, and no, because everything is done for them more so, Did you ever get a ride to a ball game from your dad or something? We walked everywhere, what I'm saying? I played years of sports, just my dad came to 1 or 2 events. It wasn't like, oh, you got to do this, son. You're doing this with the bats and everything. I'm just too old school, so I kind of avoid it. But yes, I lost patience with people. That's wrong. Who don't have my beliefs? You know what I'm saying? With this younger generation, with there's people who disagree politically, just people. So I have less patience for them. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
Brian Hill saying it's a great book. Can't wait for the next one. Thank you, Brian. Anybody who's watching on Facebook, if they could do us a favor and click the share button, help spread the word. Billy the Liquor Guy, he's got a great book out there called Under Too Long. You can find it pretty much wherever you buy books, Amazon and
or me.
Like
I'm going to give my.
You got him out of the back of the trunk.
Yeah, I did, buddy. Yeah, I'll
old
sign
school,
it.
baby,
dude.
East Utica style.
And what I do,
you can find them parked up in Walmart on Fridays.
I know. People, in fact, there's telling in East Utica, yes, I'm well known. I won't use the. They know me, but they know me. In fact, but dude, I was on an East Coast book tour. I'm in fucking Baltimore, Maryland, just checking out the sailboats. Okay, and some lady, Jamaican woman, is talking about 9/11, and she just happened to be next to me on the dock, but she's saying all good stuff about it. For the cops, I pray for them and different stuff. And I said, ma'am, excuse me, but I really appreciate your kind words about 9/11. She goes, you're Billy the Liquor Guy.
She called you out.
Yeah. I said, yeah. And then, I was in fucking Jacksonville, Florida.
That's got to make you feel good, though.
It does in a way. It's weird, but you kind of go like, okay,
right? Yeah, it's a weird feeling.
I mean, like you own a bar, I own a bar. I'll keep this as short as possible. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. I had some books down there that I had to get rid of. My boss, Tom, sends me all over between him notifying and cops because I was in the Carolinas. And they said, hey, you should check out this place. So I'm in the jacuzzi, but this idiot guy is trying to get this girl. He's doing the lines that are such stupid ones. I'm sitting there laughing. She's of African-American descent. He's like a yuppie from somewhere, you know what I'm saying, Upper Manhattan. And I'm going, wow, I got out of the jacuzzi, I go in the pool, and I'm just swimming around. So she comes out, and she's a very gregarious, open woman. And so I go, she goes, hey, did he bore you too? Because I go, no, ma'am, not really. I said, but I guess I go, let me ask you something. Does he have a shot? She goes, no way in hell. So anyway, she goes, so what are you doing here? I said, actually, I'm on a book tour, which is my hook. I said, and they go, oh, you wrote a book? Yes, I did. I tell them about the book, but now because of Google and everything, she gets out of the pool and she goes, oh my God, you're Billy the Liquor Guy. I said, yes, I am. And then and it was funny because later on I went into the bar to grab something to eat. And there's a few people around, and she walks in the bar. This is a couple hours later because she had been drinking in a room. You're Billy the Liquor Guy, and I know you took that money. I know you took that money.
It seems like what everybody throws at you, huh?
Oh, yeah. I said, Jesus Christ, look, and I would dress better, don't you think? By the way, I got T-shirts.
I was just going to say that. You got T-shirts. You have T-shirts for sale. Where can people pick them up? You got like a website or something?
Well, actually, my daughter-in-law started it. She got me one for Father's Day or my birthday. As you get old, you forget. But Samantha, I love her. She's great. She got me a T-shirt and a towel. But now people, where do I get those? I said, I'm trying to work out a deal with a T-shirt parson. But I said, I got one ordered for you, guy. I got one ordered for you.
Thanks, bud.
Like I got your new book, buddy.
Thank you.
I got your new book because I heard you lost the other one.
Yeah, the other one. I'm going to throw her under the bus, but my ex threw it away.
Ah, damn.
She did. Throw it under the bus.
Well, yeah,
I actually asked her for it the other day, and she's like, I'm sorry, but I threw it away. Damn it! I got him coming on. I need to brush up.
You get a T-shirt. You get the hardcover.
Okay.
Oh, that's big time, buddy.
I love it.
And also my man Elliot Lester.
Shout out to Elliot for sure, man. Great man.
You're the best, man. A sound guy. In fact, he's awesome because he was like so into the book and he did a great job because I did not want to do the audio.
Right. But you got good pipes for it.
I kick
you
in.
Do.
Thank you. But he said that. He goes, I love your voice. Elliot's done that. In fact, but he was great, calmed me down, and he said, you're doing good. And, I got my director, my publicist, the director from California, telling me, and I'm going, I don't want to do it because, I'm on such a high doing so good. Yeah. I don't want to be there in a day or two and they say, we're going to go a different way, because I fucked up, And I started. I said, don't worry about it. I love you. I heard your voice. You're made for this.
Yeah, you are.
And I do the title, Under Too Long, by Billy the Liquor Guy. The director goes, can we do that again? I said, are you fucking
You just got to be normal and natural. That's the thing. Just be you.
But Elliot was the key, and then they were, in fact, Leia, the publisher, or this director, she goes, you know, because she's very low key and quiet. She goes, he's coming to the best part, the one about sunshine where I did the coke. You know,
right.
Not some people's favorite part of the book.
Right. Family, you mean?
Yeah, family and stuff. But actually,
well, when you're undercover, you know, and, they're laying them out for you, you can't turn it down.
Dude, you don't say no to that. Was a situation.
You don't say no to nothing, right? Pretty
That's
much.
about it.
Yeah.
You're sitting with Jamaicans, they're doing, you know, ganja or hooch or whatever it is at that time. Oh no, I can't. Or there's lines of coke thrown at you. You got to either make believe you did them, or you better fucking sniff and do it and hope. You know what I'm saying? Or you're in a situation, and then got to give a shout out to Leon.
Leon Etienne. Oh, that's my boy.
He is awesome. In fact,
Magic Rocks.
I was on a little book tour, and I ended up in Hamilton to see some friends.
Okay.
In fact, I sold books in Hamilton, New York to some people. You know, I swim there sometimes. One lady came on the dock and said, "Oh, your swim's pretty strong." I start, "Yeah, okay."
You got a good stroke.
Well, yeah, that was it. You got a good stroke. And I'm going, "Okay." I go, is she talking to me? I look behind me, and there's about 10 people on the dock. And she's going, "Oh, you from here?" I go, No, I'm just up swimming. You know, I said, I'm looking at a camp and stuff. She goes, "Oh, so that's my relaxation." She goes, "Oh, why do you need to be relaxed?" Boom, the hook. I said, "Well, I wrote a book, and there's, oh, yeah, what type of book?" I said, "Well, actually, a police book," or I just say undercover, because she was quite the liberal, so which I could read right off. You know, so I just said, well, meanwhile, one of the people Googled it. And she goes, "You're this guy." In fact, small world. One of her girl she used to be a lifeguard at the Rome Y. Now, and she goes, "Oh my God, I know you. You used to swim at the Rome Y." I go, "Yeah." So anyway, she started talking about it. They loved it. You know, I mean, I sold 2. While I was swimming, I had to go back to my car, get the book.
Always hustling.
Yeah, it was like that. But anyways, Leon is the man. Yeah. I said, he is amazing. I didn't know too much. Magic really wasn't my thing, but people said, "Yeah, just watch this magic show. It's awesome up at right outside of Hamilton." And he starts doing his act, but then I see Elliot. You know, I go, "Elliot?" He goes, "I know your voice anywhere." He goes, "Listen, dude, you got to do me a favor." He goes, "Leon heard some of the stuff. He wants to meet Billy the Liquor Guy." I go, here's this guy. He's been all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, he's done Ben and Teller. He's done Jimmy Kimmel. He's done America's Got Talent. Howard. He's done everything, and we just...
Local guy, too, man.
I know. You hang with some good people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I am. I said, dude, you're the best. He goes, "Oh, no, you're awesome." I said, "Dude, no." In fact, I said, "Hey, we should do an act together." He goes, "Oh, yeah." I go, "Listen, you could find that 1.3 million. He goes, "Anytime." So I'm going to go track his ass down up in Old Forge or where he is, you know. But he's awesome. But then you get to talk to him, how many thousands and thousands of hours that he practices. And then, in fact, my friend I visited at the nursing home, she's best friends with his mother. You know, it's just, again, meeting Elliot, all the different people, again, you know, different side, because yes, you guys are a few years younger than me. Yeah. But I guess I was so impressed with him, and he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, he is. He's killing it. And what a great show he puts on.
Oh, he does. If you got it, he doesn't need me to promote him, but if you haven't seen him, go out and see him.
Yep.
He's up at Old Forge a lot every weekend. I'm going to track my fat ass up there, and go see and talk to him seriously about it. I was talking to Tennille. I go, I thought it would be something funny. Imagine if he does something like The Money, how he does the cards, how they come spitting out of his mouth.
Yeah.
He starts throwing.
The 1.3 come out of his mouth.
I'll start picking it up,
I love Leon. He's a great friend, and I love what he has done throughout the pandemic. He really reinvented himself. He had to, because he can't travel to China. He can't travel all over the place. So he was doing backyard tours and just doing whatever he could.
I didn't know that. He was at Tennille's house.
Was he?
I didn't go because I wasn't feeling well. I had a bug up my ass that day, and I didn't know he was there.
Yeah.
I said, okay, magicians, whatever. But then he said, again...
It's a whole nother level.
No, he's a survivor,
He's an illusionist.
He is. What he went through, a lot of people just tanked for a lot of good reasons.
Yeah.
But you could tell the guy's a fighter. Plus, he's got a gift.
Yep.
He has got a gift.
100%.
He entertains you, you laugh at him, and then you're amazed. Leon, you got to tell me that one trick. We're going to talk about how you do it.
Find the 1.3.
Yeah, I know it. I'll take him a ride with me. He'll find it.
The order of the day, people, go out and check out Under Too Long, the book by Billy the Liquor Guy. It's an amazing story. There's so many great stories in that book.
Thank you.
Your career has just been unfathomable. And give me a good pinch me moment. Do you know what I mean by pinch me moment?
No, God.
Like pinch me. I can't believe my career has brought me to this point.
Well, guys, when a magician, famous worldwide, tells me I'm the man.
There you go.
When I'm getting stuff from Australia, which and thank you to you, I'm getting hits from Australia, because in Germany, UK. Because of the other interviews, but mainly because of this one, you go all over. Pinch me moment is when I walk in a place and people go, "Oh my God, you're Billy the Liquor Guy." Like I'm going. I try to stay humble, but my head's getting fucking big.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. When you walk in the,
I got to get you a different headset.
Oh, and buddy, when you walk in these places, and that's why I promote. That's why also in the second book, also I want to give play to some of the guys that
for sure
that got cut out. Mike Direct, Mike Meck, who's like my guy right by me, Tony. Who some people thought, Tony had he was at a different age group, he had little kids. But some on the second book, I'm going to make sure that guys that didn't get promo in this, like even, some guys in the past and present, like, my friend Bumper, her friends, Ghost and Zooman, people that I get to know, it's like, again, 40 years ago, you're thinking, I'm doing a podcast with somebody that I went to Buff State with. Or just a little Zoom thing, because she's got a little book club, and I haven't seen her for 50 years.
Wow!
But she read the book, she searched me out through the thing, because on Facebook everything is if you need anything.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Would you mind doing I know you do a lot of big things, because I got some big things coming up, but there's hundreds of people. I'm going to give a talk at the Rome Historical Society."
Oh, yeah?
They told me to keep it quiet because it's a very select group, but a 200 people select group.
Yeah.
But I'm
trying to keep you quiet, though.
Yeah, but I'm going, plus I do, this is like, people, they've been in existence 200 years.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I'm going, I don't know if I'm your guy. They go, no. Again, the audience, people love to read about it.
Yeah.
They love things. I got my friend there, the Bumper, got me a gig with MVILR, which is Mohawk Valley Institute for Learning and Retirement. It's for old people. And I had to go in front of this committee. Right there, going, oh, fuck. Dude, this is a true story. And I hope he hears this. I'm looking, and the first person I see is a professor I had at MVCC, which I was on the wrestling team. I got hurt, so I missed the first week of the 10-week session. And I'm looking, I go, that's that guy, Campazella. Nothing bad about you, guy, but you gave me a wrong deal. So anyways, I got to be in the course. And I missed another class because of wrestling match. So now I missed 2. So I go to take the final. I take the final and sit there for 3 hours doing the English final. I go up to hand it to him. He hands me a note that, because you missed 2 classes, I have no alternative to fail you. So I'm walking down the hall. I go, what the fuck is this? I said, I said, what the hell's wrong with you? You couldn't tell me before I took the final that I failed? Yes, it was my responsibility because I didn't know the core curriculum. That if you miss 2 classes, you're failed. But so I got on his ass, but then the school took care of me. But I saw this guy, and I go, so I want you to grade my book, I told him. But anyways, he's one of the people, all people of my age and older. And I'm going, well, I don't know if this is going to work. And they were in awe. Their mouths were like, oh, so it's like the stuff I did is pinch me. I didn't think I was doing it. Sometimes it seems like a nightmare.
Yeah.
More times it seems like, whoa. I try to tell people, but people, especially family, get tired of, my son breaks my balls all the time. Well, it only took you 10 seconds to talk about the book now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're a promoter.
Well,
you got to promote it.
Oh, I break
trying to get some sales here.
I know. But anyways, I said, Dad, you're not going to sell any books here, Dad. It's just the family, But I'm so used to doing it wherever I go, I sell it. Yeah. So anyways.
You're pumping out the book, man.
Oh, you're the man. I guess I was impressed when I got that thing from Australia, from Disruption Network.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're the best.
Shout out to our folks over, and that's through the Uncle Louie Variety Show. See those channels.
Well,
and
people
we
that
all come together. It's one big circle here.
You people, if you like Billy the Liquor Guy, and you like me, or people I know, you're going to see me knocking on your door because I got to get some endorsements for this guy or some sponsors.
There you go.
I'm going to do more with this guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to do a series later on next year, maybe. So you're gonna have to pay to hear more about Billy the Liquor Guy.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for coming in. This has been great. I always like talking to you. You always got some great stories. And
you're the best.
Let's go out and look for that 1.3.
Buddy,
I'm sure it's buried somewhere in Utica.
No, it's actually Pennsylvania. I heard.
Oh, it's buried in Pennsylvania.
In the hills of Pennsylvania.
Gotcha.
I've been told.
Okay.
In fact, a good friend of mine always tells Are you bringing your shovel?
We'll have to get one of those 3D detectors.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know those detectors, the big ones?
Yeah,
Not the metal detectors, the bigger ones.
I break balls about it because I'm at one of good friends in Pennsylvania, and I see his wife in the garden. I go, "What the fuck you doing in the garden?" They haven't gardened in 12 years. You know what I'm saying? But anyways,
Billy, good hang, man. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you to Tennille, too, for setting this up. Got to give her a shout-out.
Yeah.
Also want to give a shout-out to my sponsors, EJA Moving Services, Joey's at 307. Have you eaten at Joey's yet? Over here on Mohawk Street?
I'm going there I haven't in a while.
Make sure you go. Set up some reservations. You'll love it.
I will, because, in fact, a lot of my couple friends tout about it all the time.
They're killing it right now.
Bumper and the Ghost.
Yeah.
They talk, East Utica people, you know.
They're doing it big over there. And what they do is kind of they mix the new school with the old school.
Right.
Really, really fantastic. What my buddy Matt Grabsky's doing over at Joey's is top-notch. Top-notch.
No, good. I was there, you know, they changed hands a few times.
Yep.
Since I was gone, or since I travel so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, after this, I know I'll be on the road soon, and I got some things to do to promote the book, but I still work a little bit because I do private investigative work.
Yeah.
But on big crimes that I observe, I don't get involved in.
You're retired.
I'm retired.
Half retired.
I sit there with the Dunkin' Donuts.
You'll never stop.
No, and I just watch, crime being committed by trucks up. And I used to watch the Yankee games, but I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, that's a crime in its own.
For you Yankee fans out there, I feel your pain.
Oh, man, I'm a Yankee fan. Also, I got to give a shout-out to Utica Coffee. Thank you so much to Frank and Heather. WakeTheHellUp.com. Find them online. Thank you to Attorney Dave Longaretta and, of course, Saranac Brewery. You still drink a little bit here and there? Or
I'm a Jack Daniels man.
Jack Daniels?
I drink, but I know we got stories. Cyro used to be a security guard. And in our day, in the 70s, we drank a lot of beer then.
Good stuff. And I'm sure like Utica Club or Matt's was like the first thing you were drinking when you were a kid, right?
Yeah. Well, I was surprised when you go to, they got I didn't know nothing about beer. You're in Buffalo and you see Matt's.
Yeah.
Or Utica Club, which people really like.
Absolutely.
They go, well, and it says, actually, I was more of a Matt's guy. Because Utica Club,
It's the same formula.
I
it
know.
really was. That's why they got rid of Matt's.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Utica Club and Matt's are exactly the same formula. So they were just like, screw it, we're just going to call it Utica Club.
Right.
And that's what happened there. But it's a heritage beer.
Right.
We've been drinking it forever, our whole lives. Okay. It's kind of like it runs through our veins here in Utica.
I got you.
Billy, where can people check it out? All your book?
Yeah, it's on my, let me.
You got a website?
Yes, I do.
Yeah?
It's Willie6868 UC for undercover. So Willie6868UC at gmail.com.
Well, that's your email address. You have a website.
Billy the Liquor Guy website.
Okay,
which
gotcha.
I can't get on because I don't have. I
don't have access. But you're all over social media too. You're on Facebook. Go like his Facebook page. He's on Instagram.
Yeah,
and you could go to Amazon and purchase the book. It's a great book. If you're interested in any of these stories that he told today, and we didn't even scratch the surface with any of your stories.
I know that's.
But if you're interested in some of these stories, go to Amazon or any of those and check out Under Too Long.
Right. I'll have to say some for the second book and Ghost. And Zuban, I'm coming looking for you. Yes. That's a private joke.
I love it, man. All right, I'll be back tomorrow. And also, I want to make mention, we're doing members only tomorrow with the Uncle Louie Variety Show. We're not doing it on Thursday. They have some other obligation going on Thursday, but we will be doing members only tomorrow night, right around 7 o'clock or so. So for all you Uncle Louie Variety Show fans, tune in tomorrow and check that out. Members only. Billy, thanks again, man. Much love. Talk to you soon. Later.
Yeah, bye-bye.